Alright, what is going on, everyone? It is DylanLasagna here. Welcome to another video here on Very Cold Lasagna. And I wanted to make this video sooner, but obviously I wanted to wait until if there were any more happenings in the world of WWE. But obviously there haven't been, so let's get right to it. As you know by now, there have been six more wrestlers in the WWE that have been released in the past week. And it happened on Wednesday, June 2nd, and those wrestlers were Braun Strowman, Lana, Ruby Riott, Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, and Santana Garrett. Now, most of those wrestlers I could care less about, especially Buddy Murphy, Ruby Riott, Aleister Black, Santana Garrett, and what else did I say? See, that's how much I care less about them. So the five wrestlers, Lana. Lana, she was like, kind of material. But I already know where she's gonna go. She's gonna go to AEW with Miro, so we kind of know where she's going already. Once her no-compete clause is going to. But the biggest surprise to me was Braun Strowman. Yeah, Braun Strowman got released. I'm not the biggest Braun Strowman fan in the world, but when I saw this dude at Payback in person and at TLC in person, like, the crowd was wild for him. The crowd was like popping for him. And, like, people like this dude, and not only that, this was a dude that was just a world champion just a year ago. Yes, one of the worst world champions, but mind you, but this was a guy that was being pushed by WWE, and he was the Universal Champion. Even during the pandemic, WWE entrusted in him to have a run with a world title. Think about that for a second. And not only that, he was just in a world title match at Backlash against Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. That is weird. Like, no company would release a wrestler that was just in a world title match and also had a world title run a year ago, and also had a WrestleMania, like a key WrestleMania match against the boss's son, and threw the boss's son off the cage. I'm just like, kind of weird. It's kind of weird how they did that. I mean, again, not the biggest Braun Strowman fan in the world, but I'm just wondering, why did they cut Braun Strowman? I don't want to hear the budget cuts bullshit, because they're making a lot of money from that Peacock deal and obviously from that Saudi Arabia deal. But I'm just, why? It's kind of weird. It really is kind of weird. And I don't care about Aleister Black, but this was a guy that was being pushed, and he also had vignettes for the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. He also tagged Big E like 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden WWE just released his ass. And I'm like, wow. I mean, I kind of saw it coming, because his wife Selena Vega, aka Thea Trinidad, was got her ass released like last summer because of the third-party addict, because she was doing OnlyFans and Twitch. So Aleister Black's days was numbered anyway. But even then, I just didn't care for the dude. I really didn't care for the guy. And again, with Lana, she was pretty much TikTok model, and like, she was doing a lot of sponsorships anyway with other companies. And the only thing I can remember Lana for was, at WrestleMania 31 with Rusev riding in that tank, having that epic entrance. And then obviously years later in 2020, she took those weekly table spots from Nia Jax for whatever reason. But again, at least she can join her husband in AEW. I mean, I think that's the most obvious move that's going to happen. If not that, then she's probably going to do, I don't know. I really don't know what she's going to do, to be honest with you. As for the other people, I just don't really care. Ruby Riott, Santana Garrett, Buddy Murphy. I'm not really sure what they're going to do after this. But yeah, those are the people that got released this past week on Wednesday. There's also been speculation that WWE might be sold. And I'm just like, what? Really? WWE's gonna be sold to another company? Like, is that this is why this is happening? I find that pretty weird. But I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. You also should see it when you believe it. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on the releases. I don't know much about WWE, like on the business side of things, like especially when it comes to them potentially being sold to another company like Comcast, NBC, or for God forbid, Disney. God, imagine if they were fucking sold to Disney. Oh my God, you have everything would be like so PG-ified, like to the core. Like I have freaking Mickey Mouse like sound effects or like visual effects everywhere. Like God's sakes. But yeah, the biggest, like I not to get off track here, but the biggest release for me on Wednesday, the 2nd, was Braun Strowman. I mean, again, not the biggest Braun Strowman fan in the world, but hopefully everyone gets to work somewhere, whether it's AEW, Impact, New Japan. But again, wasn't personally the biggest fan of them, but it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you guys thought about these wrestlers. Did you not like what WWE did here by releasing them? Let me know. And apparently there's supposed to be more, and I hope not, because WWE can probably use all the talent they can need, even though they should use all the talent they have right now instead of signing more. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm DylanLasagna. This is Very Cold Lasagna. And until next time, keep that lasagna very cold in the fridge with your takes on the world of wrestling and sports in general. And peace out.